Okay, now let's talk about our different view modes for rendering. Okay, let's select our view modes toolbar and let's bring it all the way up to the top and kind of pull it down so it's a little bit easier to talk about. The view mode we're in right now is shading. If you select shading with edges, now it shows all edges, not just the sharp edges, but even the ones where it's a smooth tangency. The next one shows only the edges that are tangent discontinuities. The next option is for hidden edges, so you can kind of see through your part. If your part's and assembly is pretty complicated, this can get pretty busy. Okay. The next one is for materials. We currently do not have any materials applied to this, just colors. So if we select that, we get the same as the shading mode. The next one is wireframe. And finally, the last one is a custom shading mode. And in the custom shading mode, you can select all different kinds of details for your shading, and it can get to some really interesting shading options. Now there's this option down here at the very bottom that's really cool called Style per Object. Okay, I am going to set my turn my shading off and just go to my wireframe kind of mode, and I'll say OK. But remember, I have that shading per object on. I've currently got my barrel selected as the question mark. Okay, and I'm going to say turn on Style per Object and say OK. Now I'm going to drill down into the fuselage. I'm going to look at the fuselage here, and I'm going to select its part body, and I'm going to hit Alt-Enter to pull up its properties panel. That's a shortcut to it. And under its specific rendering style for the fuselage, I'm going to pick shading with edges, and I'm going to say OK. Now, because we have the custom render style on and it's set to style per individual object, this is really a nice rendering if you're trying to focus on your conversation on just the fuselage. So this is a nice way to do drawings and diagrams and things like that.